What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing a game that has recently won a poll created on my community tabs listing different games that you guys might have wanted to see me play. And to my surprise, 54% of you guys wanted to see me play Jump Force. I'm not sure if it's because you guys actually enjoy the game or because you guys wanted to see me suffer, but based off the title of the video, you guys probably already know the answer. So, what is Jump Force? Jump Force is essentially an anime arena fighter filled with many characters from various series all put together in one big crossover. This game was released back in 2018 by Spike Chunsoft as a celebration for the 50th anniversary for Shonen Jump, a magazine company responsible for releasing many manga series weekly. Series like One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball, and many more have gained major popularity thanks to the company. So of course, with a game like this in development, so many people began to wonder, do people seriously think Naruto can beat Ichigo? Do people seriously think Ichigo can beat Naruto? Goku solos, Goku solos, Goku solos, Goku solos, Goku solos. Which anime girl has the biggest boobs? Wait, what did he just say? What? No, this is a review. So of course people are curious about the... So, to be honest, when I first hopped onto this game, I thought I would dislike the combat system for Jump Force because of all the gameplay I've watched in the past. But once I actually got my hands on the game, I was surprised that it was pretty decent. When I first started fighting opponents, I realized straight away how simple the game was and found myself quickly getting used to the control settings. You have one button that is used for light attacks that lead up to consecutive combos, which is the same for the heavy attack button as well. So, if you just want to spam your light attacks the entire match, then by all means, go for it. But if you want more spice to your combos, then of course, there's the different skills your characters can do. Whether it's the Kamehameha from Goku or a Rasengan from Naruto, you can implement so many skills to continue a combo. There's also a feature in the game similar to the substitution jutsu from the Storm series that allows your character to teleport behind your opponent in a dramatic fashion, which made me feel like I was in an anime every time I would spam the dodge button. On top of the pretty cool skills and features, there of course are the ultimate attacks that I found visually pleasing and pretty easy to pull off for most of the roster. Each ultimate complemented the characteristics of each person that came from their respective series, and it shows the efforts the developers did to make it happen. For the most part.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Some of the characters' ultimates did feel kinda lazy and were just there to fill in some of the missing parts of the game. But of course, I can't keep talking about the gameplay without mentioning the... Like I mentioned previously, Jump Force has brought together different characters from Shonen Jump, and I had an enjoyable time playing some of my favorite characters like Zoro from One Piece, Sasuke from Naruto, Ichigo from Bleach, and so much more. For each character, they had their own unique traits that were from their own series, and I would sometimes find myself saying their moves with them because of how hyped I was. When selecting your character, you were given the option to play a 1v1, 2v2, and even a 3v3. If you have more than one character with you, they can be used as assist characters to help give you the edge within the battlefield and even extend combos. Or, they can also be switched into the battle and fight against the opponents themselves. I wasn't that big of a fan of this system, mainly because when you do a 3v3, you're unable to choose which assist you can use. It's usually whoever's next to be switched in can be used to help you out. If there was another button that allowed you to call out whoever, I think it would be a huge improvement. But with how the controller settings has been made, that wouldn't work for this game. Oh well. It's still cool seeing characters like Trunks from Dragon Ball Z calling Sabo from One Piece for help. There's also transformations. Depending on the person, you'll see all sorts of forms, like Naruto's Sage's Six Paths form, Killua's Godspeed form, Goku and Vegeta's Super Saiyan form and Blue, and many more. However, not everyone has a form and just gets a boost of power, so we all can't be winners. As for the design of the characters, I'll be honest, I didn't like it. The fact that this game was made to look realistic is something I simply can't understand why the developers thought it was a good idea, because a lot of them looked ugly. I mean, look at Frieza for example. Why the hell does his teeth look like that? Eventually, I did get used to it, or I guess I forced myself to ignore it, but man, it would have been so much better if the game took on a more cartoony feel to it instead of all the realism. Of course, besides the character designs, are some of the Easter eggs in the game that Spike actually took the time to include. For example, Sanji from the series One Piece refuses to hit women, so whenever he's faced against one, he won't deal any damage to them and instead showers them with love. He truly is a gentleman, and I'm glad they paid attention to that detail. But man, I feel so bad for whoever mains him. Some of the characters also have special dialogue said to each other in the beginning of the match, which is pretty cool to listen to, especially when you actually understand the dialogue, making it 100 times better.
僕がみんなを守らなきゃ。
ヴィラン
Whoa, Deku, you can't say that, dude. Just because he's green doesn't mean he's a villain. Jeez. But there's only one character that ranks supreme above all. One character even stronger than Goku. That character is my CAC.
Boy, if you don't...
You can make your own character. With this feature in the game, you're able to make either a boy or girl character with a choice between 3 different fighting styles. Type A is a martial arts fighting style where you mainly focus on pummeling your opponents with quick and accurate strikes, similar to Dragon Ball characters. Type B is a pirate fighting style where you use wide, powerful strikes, similar to One Piece characters. And Type C is a ninja fighting style where you use acrobatic movements to beat up your opponents with taijutsu. Okay, pause. So, for some reason, when I was writing my script, I forgot about Type D, which is a sword fighting style that cuts down opponents with bladed attacks. After trying out Type D, I feel like I should have gone with it because I later found out during my playthrough, sword users are actually fun to play in this game. But for me, I went with Type A simply because I like being close and personal when I'm fighting my opponents. It felt like it fit my playstyle. After choosing that, you're able to go straight to the customization. You can adjust the height, their body type, their hairstyle, ears, eyes, nose, mouth, jaw, wingspan. Wait, this isn't 2K. What I do like about the customization is the fact that when you do choose the different hairstyles and different features, you can make your character somewhat similar to other characters from their series. You can have similar hairstyles to Gon, Asta, and even Saitama. Actually, I think that character is just bald. After I finished creating my character, he was ready for battle. And what was the name of the hero that will save us all? Silence. I'm not really good with making up names, so it's Silence.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
With the character you created, you were given a wide range of skills that you can equip to yourself. Whether it's the Rasengan, Gum Gum Red Hawk, Gallic Gun, the list is nearly endless. Of course, there are still some moves only the original characters can pull off, so those are exclusive. But hey, forget about the moves your characters can pull off. Let's talk about some of the fashion choices your character can have, huh? You can visit the shops that are located in the game's lobby to buy different clothing and accessories. I actually like this feature. It was pretty cool being able to stylize your character however you saw fit, and even give them the clothes and accessories that came from the series that you've liked. However, I found it weird that, for one, when you look through the items, the game wouldn't tell you where it's from or what character wore those clothing or accessories. Secondly, I found it strange how there were different colored versions of the clothes you would buy instead of being able to buy one and simply change the colors through customization. It felt like the developer's lazy excuse of trying to fill up their shops with items. Thirdly, I found it dumb how I wasn't able to preview the clothes I wanted to buy. There would be times where I would see an item I'm interested in buying, but when I put it on, I looked like a bum. I'm not saying the fit that I currently have on is good or anything. Trust me, I know I look like a homeless Bakugo cosplayer, but still. You can also buy ability skills, which are essentially just attributes you can equip to your character to help give you different offensive and defensive boosts. I didn't really pay too much attention to them, but I still use them from time to time. To be perfectly honest with you guys though, when it came to the concept of being able to create your own character for this game, I really didn't care. I was more interested in being able to play Ichigo than my CAC. But hey, at least we can give ourselves Scouters and Luffy Straw Hat? Yeah, whatever. Alright, so I'm going to be straightforward with you all on this one. The story of Jump Force was complete ass. I don't know who exactly wrote the plot for this game, but they need to be fired immediately after having to play through that garbage. The beginning of the game starts off with Frieza attacking New York City, because he and many other villains are working alongside a man named Kane, who wants to destroy the real world in order to recreate his own world, while taking control of many Shonen Jump characters using a cube that can also create evil clones of said characters. When I first saw the appearance of Kane in the game, I kept thinking to myself that he looked like a fusion between Hit and Cell, only to find out that Akira Toriyama created the original designs of the villains for this game. So it makes sense why this character looks exactly like his other characters. And let's not forget about Galena, which was another basic villain added to this game. The issue with the story was the fact that there wasn't much to keep me interested as I was playing. It was honestly a repetitive cycle where your character would be told that there was either a bad guy wreaking havoc in a certain area, or a good guy that was under mind control and you are sent with a partner to stop them. Once you beat that bad guy or good guy, you collect the cube using a robot named Navigator and return back to the main base. And then you do it again. And then you do it again. And again. And again. Now, for some reason, whenever I did go on those missions, I would have moments where I have a near perfect match fighting against my opponent. But other times, I just get my ass whooped for no reason. Either I become randomly garbage at specific times of my run, or the game has some major balancing issues during certain levels. Like, these enemies aren't even major villains. I shouldn't be having this hard of a time fighting them. I'm probably just garbage. And the boss fights. The fight with Galena wasn't that difficult, so I have nothing to say about her. But when I had to fight Kane, what crack did they put in this man's drink? I was getting smacked back to back like I was his son. And I realized early in my fight, Kane isn't difficult because of his movesets. He's difficult because the developers decided to give him a high-ass attack power and a high-ass defense. And he wasn't even the final boss. Nope. There was this other guy who was behind it all. Big shocker. Wow. But after I beat Kane, I learned something. I shouldn't focus on combos. I should just cheese my way through the rest of this story. And I beat the final boss on my first try. I wasn't even satisfied. The cutscenes for this game weren't much to go crazy over, but it did feel nice during the final stretch of the game, having many of the shonen characters cheer for me as I was facing the final opponent. I felt like the main character. This is my series. Let me stop. Light Yagami is also in this game, which was quite a surprise, but unfortunately wasn't actually playable and just interacts with all the characters in the story. Whenever he's on the screen and interacts with the CAC, they can actually see Ryuk. But every time Ryuk has a dialogue, he doesn't actually say anything. There's just subtitles and you just stand there in silence. Great job, developers. So even though I wasn't a big fan of the story mode, there was thankfully side quests included in the game that was implemented to give the player something different to play outside of what was going on. I liked the side quests mainly because there was a lot of quests that mainly focused on the shonen characters and not the custom created character. You hear that? No CACs involved, just the characters you know and love. Seeing how so many of these characters interacted, it was so cool learning a lot about the characters that I wasn't familiar with. I mean, there was a mission where Rukia challenges Yusuke to a duel, since she feels like he could potentially become a Hollow one day, just like in her world, because he died and came back to life in his series. It's through that fight and Ichigo explaining to Rukia that she shouldn't judge him based off of her experience as a Soul Reaper that really shows how true to the characteristics the developers had kept for them. Or even the mission where Kenshiro, Jotaro, and Ryo all helped Deku regain his confidence as a hero and a member of the Jump Force. And even my favorite mission, where Kenshin challenges Zoro to a duel because he wanted to test out his skills as a swordsman. Swordman characters are my favorite anyways, so seeing how all the sword characters played looked really fun and I enjoyed playing as all of them. Playing the side quests really showed me the potential the game really had when it came to making the game about the shonen characters rather than a sorry excuse for a main story. And it's honestly a shame they included a custom created character system because I didn't really care for mine and just wanted it to be mainly focused on the shonen characters. I could really see what they were trying to do with this game. I really do. But did it work for me? No. As someone who's a fan of anime, I can see why this could be something for other people because who wouldn't want to play as their favorite characters from different series all together in one game? That sounds awesome, but the execution was poorly made, and I'm sick and tired of seeing games like this get away with developing half-assed content, all because they throw in characters they know people know and love. It's just an easy way to make quick cash, and we as a community should really stop falling for it. Set aside the nostalgia, the hype, and look at the game for its content, and it's honestly not great. The gameplay? Sure, it was alright, but at the end of the day, you're just mashing the same buttons, spamming the same moves just to win the match. Doesn't that get tiring for y'all? I mean, the game is already going to be delisted from all digital stores by next month, and ranked matches will be shut down by August, so it's not a good look on Bandai. Jump Force came out in 2018, and is getting a closure. Storm 4 came out in 2016, with the server still up and the community is still active to this day. That honestly says a lot. I did like the fact that I could see all my favorite characters interact with each other. But would I recommend this game? Honestly, no. I don't think anyone should be buying these types of games and let the developers believe that we actually enjoy these types of content. So instead, what I would say is try picking up another anime game where the developers actually care for the series. But for those who have actually bought and played this game, did you guys enjoy it? And would you recommend this to your friends? Also, who do you guys main? Let me know down in the comments below. With that being said, if you've made it this far, I hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. With that being said, I'm out.